Do you want to build muscle faster from your gym workouts? If so, you're in the right place. In this video, while showing you footage from my latest full body gym workout, I'm going to share with you 12 simple tips for how you can do just that. Build muscle fast. This video is going to be absolutely jam-packed full of muscle building advice, so I'm going to keep the intro short. Real quick, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel if you find the video helpful. It really helps me out. Okay, let's get started. Tip number 1 is to focus more on bracing your midsection, especially when doing the big multi-joint compound movements like squats, deadlifts, rows, bench presses, and so on. Bracing your midsection will act to stabilize and support your body. The more stable your body is, the more force your muscles will have the potential to produce, pretty much universally across all exercises. And the more force they produce, the more stimulus they will get to grow. This is something that is talked about or taught not nearly enough in my opinion, but can make a dramatic difference to your lifting performance and in turn, your muscle growth progress. Tip number 2 is to film your exercise sets and watch the video back. No, I'm not suggesting that so you can watch back your most impressive PRs to relive the thrill and excitement over and over again, although that might be one of the benefits of doing it. Rather, it's to watch back to evaluate your exercise technique. You'll get a much better idea of what your technique is looking like when you're literally watching it back from a third-person perspective, rather than making an attempt at evaluating it when you're in the middle of doing your reps and sets. If you can see and evaluate your technique clearly, then you'll know exactly what to work on to make it better. And the better your technique gets, the faster your muscles will grow. Tip number 3 is to train close to failure most of the time. This is one of those very debated and divisive topics across the old interwebs. From my experience, training as close to failure as possible seems to lead to the most impressive muscle growth results overall. Training to a close proximity of failure is much more difficult than most people think, and even when they think they are, they often aren't, myself included. What I've learned is understanding where failure is and regularly training close to it is a skill that takes time to learn. The best way to learn that skill is to try to reach that failure point pretty regularly. There are some definite cases where this might not be a good idea though, like if you're recovering from an injury, getting back into training after taking some time away, or when you're sick. Tip number 4 is to move with a full range of motion for the majority of the time. This is a means of exposing your muscles to the highest amount of mechanical tension possible. It makes sense after all. If your muscles are made to work and produce force across their entire lengths, there will simply be more tension involved. Implementing this kind of technique is usually pretty tough and often calls for lifting lighter loads compared to moving with shorter ranges of motion. But don't worry about needing to lift a bit lighter. There's a high probability you'll build significantly more muscle lifting with lighter loads in a full range of motion versus lifting with heavier loads in a shorter range of motion. Tip number 5 is to try incorporating some lengthened partials. These have been all the rage in the science-based fitness world over the past few years. My favorite way of incorporating them has been to do them at the end of the set for particular exercises once I can no longer do any more full range of motion reps. This definitely works better for some exercises over others. I found they work great for exercises like leg curls, bicep curls, lateral raises, most rowing variations, most pull down variations, calf raises, and shrugs. But they don't seem to work so well for squats, chest pressing, or shoulder pressing. Tip number 6 is to try moving with a slower eccentric tempo. This is a means of forcing your muscles to work super hard and thereby experience more tension for muscle growth stimulus. While you very likely can build tons of muscle from moving on the faster side of controlled, moving on the slower side might come with some extra benefits like reinforcing your mind-muscle connection, helping you to keep your technique tighter to hit your target muscles with more precision, and making each rep a bit less injurious. Moving super painfully slow isn't exactly what I'm talking about here, although you could try that. I'm talking slow as in where if someone across the gym floor saw you moving, they would think, wow, those reps look super controlled. Tip number 7 is to try incorporating pauses to your reps. You can try this both at the top and bottom of your reps. This is another one that isn't a requirement to build muscle fast, but it does come with a certain set of benefits. By adding pauses, it helps to standardize your reps. For example, if you pause at the bottom of each rep when doing Romanian deadlifts, it might help you keep every rep the same, guaranteeing the same end point. It also might help you to keep your technique overall better. And lastly, it might expose your muscles to higher amounts of mechanical tension, particularly if you pause in the lengthened position of each rep, like at the bottom of a Romanian deadlift. Tip number 8 is to try incorporating drop sets. Drop sets are an advanced training technique where after you do as many reps as possible in your main set, you immediately drop the load and move into another set, also with the intention of doing as many reps as possible. This is a way of exposing your muscles to tons and tons of tension. Drop sets might be best used sparingly though, since they can be very fatiguing and might actually slow overall progress if they cause more damage than you can recover from between sessions. I love them though, personally, and have done them intuitively since I was a teen. When is a good time to do them, you ask? Well, I don't have a hard and fast rule for that for myself, but regularly do them for isolation movements like lateral raises, leg curls, bicep curls, and so on. And if I'm feeling very brave, I'll do them with some of my big, well-supported compound movements too, like the leg press and hack squats. Tip number 9 is to train with different rep ranges. You can build muscle effectively from rep ranges anywhere between 4 and 30 reps as long as you train to a close proximity of failure. Muscle can be built from rep ranges outside of that too, but just might not be quite as efficient in doing so. You'll find that particular muscles and exercises might lend themselves better or worse for some rep ranges over others, like leg extensions being a bit better suited for mid to high rep ranges rather than very low ones, since the very low ones might prove to be on the injurious side. Or with barbell back squats, that might prove to be a bit better suited for low to mid rep ranges rather than higher ones, since the higher ones might lead the cardiovascular system to be more of the limiting factor than the lower body muscles. So don't be afraid to pick rep ranges that are appropriate for each exercise and muscle. If you're between 4 to 30 reps and you train to a close proximity of failure with whatever rep range is, then you'll be on track for muscle growth. Tip number 10 is to include exercises that don't cause joint or connective tissue pain. This might seem like an obvious one, but I've got to say it nonetheless. When performing your exercise reps and sets, you want to expose your muscles to as much tension as possible, not your tendons, ligaments, and joints. If your tendons, ligaments, and joints become painful or injured, then you won't be able to expose your muscles to as much tension as a byproduct. For example, if you find that the flat barbell bench press leaves you with sore shoulder joints, you probably won't be able to get as much out of your pecs. So switching to something else like a dumbbell bench press where you don't feel as much pain and you can feel your pecs more, that would probably be ideal. Tip number 11 is to know that no one really cares about how heavy you're lifting. This is a tip I definitely wish I understood as a younger lifter. If you're anything like the younger version of me, you might occasionally find yourself lifting heavier than you ought to be lifting to knowingly or even unknowingly impress the people around you. Lifting too heavy is pretty much always a bad idea. It usually means sloppy form, an increased risk of injury, and less muscle growth stimulus rather than more. By understanding that, the people around you don't really give 2 cents if you can bench press 2 plates or not, you might be more inclined to lift using an appropriate load, a load where it's challenging, but that you have control over. You can move with good technique and ultimately end up building a heck of a lot more muscle from. Tip number 12 is to focus on the quality of your sets more than the quantity. Yes, your overall training set volume is important, but it's much less relevant if the quality of your sets are poor. By quality, I'm talking about your level of control, your technique, and your level of effort. High amounts of set volume can be great for certain people in certain contexts, but doing high volumes of low quality work is just inefficient. One high quality set might be more stimulative than 2, 3, or more low quality sets. So try to make every rep count to build muscle fast. And there you have it. 12 simple gym workout tips to help you build muscle fast. I'm curious, were any of those tips new to you? Were any of them particularly helpful? Let me know in the comment section below. Before this video comes to a close, I want to quickly let you know about the work that I do. When I'm not making YouTube videos or Instagram content, I work full-time as an online physique coach, where I help my clients to accomplish their muscle growth and fat loss goals by optimizing their approach to strength training and nutrition. And I coach them through the process. I've been doing this work for over 7 years and love helping my clients to not only transform their bodies, but ultimately their lives. If you've been considering getting some help with accomplishing your own physique goals, feel free to hit the link in the description below, where you can learn a little bit more about the work that I do and how it can help you. You can even use that link to schedule a free video consultation with me. If you have any questions about my coaching or how I can help you, just email me at sam@jadeathletics.ca. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.